Yeah, yeah. And that is survival. And, it is what it is. Now, I want to bring up something. We're going to go to break. We haven't taken a break in 3 or 4 episodes. So I think we're due a break on this one. But first off, before we go to break, I want to talk to everybody about something, especially if you live in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. There's a benefit that's going to be happening November the 2nd. That's on a Saturday at the Sand Springs Golf Course in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. They're going to be serving chili, do it 3-way, Frito chili pie, chicken white bean chili, pinto beans with ham. That's probably what desserts, lemonade, iced tea, all that mess. It's a benefit. And there's other things that's going on with it. And I will hit on all of that and more in the next segment of the Tiddy and Shiner Show. For right now, listen to some music. DJ, spin that shit.
I wonder if we can get beans and bourbon.
Welcome back. That was some good music, Donnie. Thank you very much. It's Donnie and the Players. Not sure who that was, but
the house band.
Donnie, your band rocks.
I want to tell you what a master of multitasking Donnie is. Like, as we're recording this, I look up at the monitor in the studio. This fool has got Joe Rogan's podcast on right now. Like, can you at least act like you're paying attention to this shit show, Johnny?
Yeah,
I just called him Johnny. Like, what the hell?
This is ourtime.com. Okay?
Right? God.
We might be old, but we're worth listening to.
Shit, man.
Dang. I'm going to produce one
glad
podcast
we don't pay
and
you.
Watch me some Joe Rogan.
Multitasker of the century, man.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I still, at some point, want to get this on.
Yeah, we'll need to work. That needs to be in the second year of the podcast. We need to work towards that direction.
We most definitely do. Tell you what, thank you all for holding in with us in the second half hour of the podcast. And as usual, it wouldn't be a great podcast without talking about AOC, right? What
do we got in the pipe about her tonight?
Well, Zuckerberg was back on the Hill. And
I have not seen this.
Yeah, and basically what he's doing is he's got it to where Facebook is now going to start using algorithms to identify false information. Now, is that going to be false information on both freaking sides or just one side, Mr. Zuckerberg? Just curious.
Please answer the question.
Yeah, please. And it's also going to be identifying state-controlled media and also ads containing misinformation. Now, AOC got a little testy with him while interrogating him and did not check her facts. Big surprise, right? Big surprise.
Yeah. Never saw that coming.
I mean, that's shit that only a bartender would do.
We're still waiting on Wellers in the PBR. I mean, I have yet to see it.
That I'm telling you, man, that glass will not fill itself, AOC. No matter how much you look at it, no matter how much you fact check, no matter how intimidating you are to that bottle of Wellers, it will not fill that glass by itself.
That's the other thing. When she does this to people, in these hearings, she doesn't come across as intimidating at all. She comes across as a fool.
Come across as an idiot, like you don't know what you're talking about. It's happened to her before.
You got to have some facts under your belt before you start pulling the attitude out like that.
And something else, AOC, C-SPAN at 1:00 in the afternoon. Not a lot of viewers. You don't have to act so tough. You don't have to look so tough. There's like 39 people that saw that live. So.
And you didn't impress any of them.
Nope, not a one.
None of them were impressed with.
Not even the Democrats.
She needs to have before these hearings. She needs to have a WWE entrance with the way she acts. They need to have lights and pyrotechnics and entrance music and
some sort of belly signal. We're up in the air.
Yeah.
I am AOC.
Too bad people couldn't see you act that out. That was awesome.
Well, at least I didn't have to hear from Ilion. Most of today's crap came out of AOC's lips again. So
I can't even keep up with Ilion because she can't block me on Instagram, so I can't even keep up with her anymore.
Well, and she's just like a like a turtle in the sand now. She'll pop her neck up every once in a while, see what's up, and then pow, goes right back down again, like one of those meerkats in the wild.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a whack-a-mole.
Pop their head up real quick, and AOC did that for a little while too. I think Pelosi, I don't know what the hell she did to make AOC duck her head down for a little, but
she needs to do it again.
Oh, we need to do it permanent. Hey, what? You know what? Donnie, I can't even talk. Donnie, check the odds in Vegas as to what AOC's odds are of getting reelected.
Oh, they're taking bets on that for sure. They take bets on if the sun's going to come up tomorrow.
You got it, buddy?
If you turn Joe Rogan off, you could probably do it a little quicker. Just saying.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, his
fingers are going crazy over there. Look at him. We may have stumped him.
20-1.
20-1.
20-1. That's worse odds than I thought. I thought she'd probably be 10-1.
What do you think it'd come in at? What'd you say, 3-1?
No, 20-1.
No, but what'd you think it'd come in at?
Oh, 10-1. I thought it'd be straight up 10-1.
20-1, man.
20-1. Yeah, I mean,
some fool's putting money down on it, hoping he gets rich.
Nothing against Bubba Wallace in NASCAR, but he's 20-1 when it comes to
racing.
That's
true.
He's the thing about Bubba Wallace is I think he's too good of a talent to be in the ride that he's in. I think if he got a better ride with better equipment, I think he'd do a whole lot better because he's a good road driver. Anyways, I digress. I don't want to bore you guys with NASCAR. I'd rather bore you guys with AOC. But yeah, okay. So 20-1. Anybody
thought? I mean,
hey, if you're a Democrat, I'm taking bets
all day long.
Yeah, I got a couple grand.
Line up.
I got a couple grand. I can withstand that. If worse comes to worse, I've made a couple grand or I've lost. Either way, I don't think she's going to get reelected.
I don't either
at all. I don't know. I just don't know what goes on in her head. Everything's so random. It's the only purpose she has.
Nothing goes on in her head. I think there's not a goddamn thing.
The only purpose she has is really self-serving. I don't think, even with Bernie Sanders and sucking Bernie Sanders' wiener,
for free.
Yeah, for free because it's my wiener, right? So,
blowjobs for everybody.
Oh man. That would be.
He'd swing the election if you put that out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's Free Massage Friday, people.
Brought to you by Japan.
Right. Exactly. Get your happy endings.
Courtesy of Uncle Bern.
Every time you feel one of those happy endings, think of me. That's gross. All right. Hey, we hadn't even talked about it yet.
Well, tell me, man.
Tell me what the hell went on with your latest trip out into the woods over at the deer lease.
Oh, man, I tell you what. So we loaded up over the weekend and went out to the deer lease. The one thing, I think I touched on this last week, the one thing I really enjoy, man, about the hunting community and just some of the trips is every once in a while you get the opportunity to take somebody out in the woods that's never been out there before. Right. And I did that. And we sat on 3 hunts, I think. And we're fortunate enough that we had deer. We saw a lot of deer, which just is icing on the cake when you take somebody out.
Right.
Not only did we see a lot of deer, we saw some extremely close. We saw one. She was only about 70 pounds, so I passed on her. But the deal was, if we had deer come in, I was going to let her shoot one. Well, that morning when we actually saw deer and adrenaline kicked in, she decided maybe she couldn't keep composed well enough to go ahead and pull the trigger on one. She didn't want to miss one. So she made the decision to let me shoot one first. And I passed on this little 70-pound doe. We also had a buddy with us who he's been bow hunting. He's never shot a deer with a bow. So Saturday night, we hunt that afternoon, and it's just a really warm day, so the deer are bedded down. And I keep thinking, okay, once the sun starts going down, the end of the day is going to get good. That's going to be prime time. So the end of the day rolls around. Sun's starting to set. We got about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less of shooting time left. And I'm like, this isn't panning out very good. I don't understand these deer out here. Well, my buddy texts me and says, hey, I just shot a doe. And it was a kind of a bad shot. I hit her really far back. It's going to be hard to track her. And I'm looking at the sun, and it's going down fast. And I'm like, oh, man, we're going to be out in the dark looking for a blood trail. And so I text him back and said, okay, you want me to head your way? Do you want me to stand down? Let's give her some time to expire. So why don't you just stand down? And he texted me back and said, why don't you stand down? As soon as I read that text, he instantly texts me and says, hold tight. I got another one coming in at me. Well, the next text I get is he hit that one. He shoots 2 in 7 minutes. I'm like, well, that's how you start bow hunting, I guess.
Meanwhile, back at Shiner's Blind.
Yeah, nothing. So we hike up there, and he tells me where he hears this doe run off that he hit pretty far back, which he did.
It's true.
So typically when they get wounded like that, for some reason, they go for water. And there's 2 ponds to the east of us. So
yeah, they'll go for water and generally a long run.
Yeah. So he tells me where he saw the second one that he hit go down. We're out of light. So he takes off across this food plot to find that one. I said, well, I'll go backtrack, see if I can happen to find this doe. And I walked down by the water thinking I'm either going to find her piled up next to the bank or I'm going to at least see tracks by the water. I don't see anything. And I mean, I'm like looking around like we're literally looking for a needle in a haystack right now. So I start walking back out of this little wooded area that I'm in pond, and my flashlight just happens to hit this doe that's piled up on the ground. I walked right past her and never saw her. Oh, so I recovered that one.
Going down to the water, you walked past her. And
yeah, I never, you know how they are. Yeah, they can hide behind a blade of grass. So I come out of there. By that time, he's recovered this other one that he shot. He's dragging it across the field. So all in all, man, and the kind of the silver lining of the story is the dude just had a baby, and has had a baby knows what it does to your finances.
Oh yeah.
So his whole intent of going out there was to put meat in the freezer for his family, and
by God,
yeah. And so even though I didn't get one on the ground, I mean, just the opportunity he had to put meat in the freezer for his family, man, I couldn't have been happier if I would have shot. I wouldn't have been any I take that back. If I would have shot a trophy buck, yeah, I'd probably been a little bit happier. But,
yeah.
But I mean, I was as ecstatic as I could have been if I'd been the one to put him on the ground. So, man, it just that night I went to bed with a good feeling in my heart, and just like I was thankful for the opportunity that good Lord put a couple deer in front of us so he could feed his family for a little bit longer. Well, I mean, it's not like he's going to starve, but I mean, it's always easier to feed your family when we can walk up to the freezer, pull a couple packs of venison out of it.
Sure.
So, yeah, man, it was a great trip. My dad and my brother are headed out there on Friday to do some hunting, and then I'll be back out there probably the end of next week. And I think the rut is going to kick off then or the week after. So it's getting ready to get crazy out there, man. I'm telling you, we see a bunch of deer out there.
Here's the thing, though, man. It's still been so warm so late. I've never seen a rut happen in warm weather.
Well, I'm only basing that. I'm saying that based on what the DOW is saying. The Department is saying that that's when the rut's going to kick off, and I'm hoping that their biologists are a lot smarter than I am, and that they're right about that. Last year we had a weird year. Last year, all the forums, guys were posting like, "Did anybody see the rut happen this year?" Like, you didn't see bucks chasing does last year. It was real. No, the year before. I'm sorry, it was the year before. You didn't see it happening. And usually, you're out during the rut. If you see a doe, you see, right on her heels, there's a buck chasing her around, partnered up with her, not leaving her side. You never saw that 2 years ago. I don't know what the deal is, man. End times, maybe. I don't know.
Zombie deer. I don't know.
But, I mean, anybody that's got any kind of interest in it, I am currently editing a video from the weekend, and I'll probably have that up, I would say, by the end of the weekend, maybe, if things pan out right. So, I'll be posting that to the Outcast Media YouTube channel for you guys to catch up on. We got a lot of stuff in the works on the Outcast side of things. So, a lot of good content coming at you guys.
Yeah, for sure. for all of you who probably don't